Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to our January adoption event with cdck. My name is Vivian, and I'm a volunteer. Before we get to meet some of our wonderful foster dogs, let me give you some background. So, City Dogs and City Kitty Rescues is located in Washington, D.C. We're a nonprofit that rescues animals in overcrowded rural shelters. We don't have a physical shelter, but all adoptable pets are in foster homes. So far, we've rescued over 10,000 animals since 2011. And to find out more info, you can follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at City Dogs Rescue. And also, we have a website, citydogsrescuedc.org. You can donate, see fundraisers, inquire about dogs, find fosters and volunteer opportunities, and find more info as well. To reiterate, that is citydogsrescuedc.org. And to everyone watching, feel free to throw in any questions in the chat of the live stream as well. Thank you, everyone, and let's get started. So our first dog is going to be Marley, who is being fostered by Catherine. So Marley is a male German Shepherd, 62 pounds, and is 2 years old. So can you start by telling us a little bit about Marley?
Yes, hi, here he is. He's taking a little nap. He's a very sweet, loving dog. He likes to come up and lean on you for pets and just put all his body weight into you and get hugs from you. He's very goofy. He's very uncoordinated. He's always running into things and just kind of doing zoomies around and crashing into stuff. He likes to lounge, as you can see. He loves the dog park. He loves his toys. And he also really likes to look out the window and see what's going on in the neighborhood. So he's a really sweet boy.
That sounds great. He looks adorable. How
Yeah.
does Marley do around other dogs or kids?
He has loved every dog um, he's encountered with me. He loves all the dogs at the dog park, on walks, and even if like another dog is being sort of grouchy towards him or whatever, like that doesn't faze him. He either is chill or he just wants to play. He is learning that people are safe. So he gets a little nervous around strangers, but he seems to be doing good with kids so far. He's a little nervous and then he warms up. But I think he would be good just because of his size, maybe older kids, but he's a pretty gentle dog aside from some sort of, playful antics. But I think he would really learn to love kids.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds great. What does Marley's ideal day look like?
He loves playtime, so he would love to, chase his little toys, chew on his toys, all of that. He likes short walks because he's sometimes a little nervous on his walks. But he loves the dog park, so he'd love to go to the dog park, have some more playtime. He really loves enrichment toys, so he'd love that. He loves his chews and his chew toys, and then he would like to finish with a nap or some couch time.
Yeah, that sounds like a great day. Do you have any stories you can share with us about Marley?
He just has he's sort of endearingly goofy. He likes to howl along with like ambulances and fire trucks. He just today he learned to catch treats in his mouth and he's very good at it. And I already mentioned this, I think, but he runs into things a lot, and including sometimes at the dog park, he will just smack into another dog because I don't know why, but he's very uncoordinated and it's very cute.
Oh, that's adorable. Well, what do you think Marley's ideal forever home would look like?
I think he needs, he definitely needs activity and exercise. He would love a yard or, do lots of dog park visits. He needs lots of playtime, so someone who is, willing to play with him and kind of, get him lots of toys and stuff. He is very loyal and he really loves his people. So he would, he'll definitely bond hard with his owner. He will definitely need like a quieter home at first, or a home that's willing to kind of help him learn that everyone is safe, not just his people, because he's a little bit scared of strangers. But I think he's already doing better with that. So I think he could, overcome most of that, but just someone who's willing to work with him on that. I also think he would be a really good running partner. So if, someone is looking for a dog that's both kind of active and can also is kind of learning to relax too. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share about Marley?
I mean, you can't really tell because this is where he decided to do this call from, so you don't get to see his full features. But he's a really, really beautiful dog. He's like a classic big, tall dog. He basically looks like a German Shepherd with floppy ears. He has a really, really like beautiful thick coat that somehow doesn't shed. Like I think he's shedded the least of the dogs I've had, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. But he's just like for people who love big dogs, like this is it. He's just such a sweet, doofy guy. Oh yeah, we're gonna do some bellies. Yeah, he likes belly
Mhm.
rubs. Yeah, he's a really good boy. He's a really fun, great dog.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Catherine, and thank you, Marley. You can find more information about Marley at cdck.cc/adoptmarley.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, Marley. All right, so next up, we have Chloe, who is being fostered by Meg. So Chloe is a female hound. She is 38 and a half pounds, 1.5 years old. So Meg, what can you tell us about Chloe? Oh, I think you might be on mute.
Yeah, thank you. So here's Chloe, and she has been with us, my goodness, since September. So we've gotten to really know her well. She's a still got a very much of a puppy in her. She's sort of shifting into that adolescent phase, less of the toddler sort of hurricane curiosity phase. She's uh, getting through that, and she's turned into a nice, settled adolescent dog now. So this is Chloe, and she's just such a sweetheart.
Well, that's good to hear. What changes have you seen in her these past few months?
Well, she's definitely gotten much more calm and settled. She loves curling up next to people, whether it's on the couch, on the floor. She has quite a bit of puppy energy still in her. She's just over a year old, I think. So she still has that fun, exciting, adventurous spirit, very curious, very smart. But she is learning to be more calm, to enjoy her naps, to enjoy the quiet time with her people. Um, and she just grown into a really lovely dog for a family.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I know you mentioned that she loves curling up next to people. What are her like other favorite things she likes to do?
She's ridiculously smart. So we have so many puzzles for her. The little, and she solves some of them. She solves so quickly. She goes through them very fast. We also have our resident hound in the house is, oh gosh, probably about 10 years old. And she adapts really well to playing with him and meeting him at his energy level. So she loves to run in the backyard. She loves to go on walks. She has such joy in life. We take her on her walks, and she'll throw herself on the grass and rub her back against it, put her little legs in the air. She has one favorite place that she flops down and she rolls down the hill. And a day does not go by that Chloe doesn't make us laugh in the house because she's a silly dog. She just has such a zest for life. And also, as I mentioned, she's getting to be so much calmer and so much quieter and really start to enjoy things. Like I work from home, so I'm here with her a lot of the time. She'll go into her crate when she needs some quiet time. So she's does amazingly well with the crate. Takes that as her own. She goes in and out as she wants. She eats in there. So we have seen a lot of changes, and over since September. And she's just becoming a really sweet dog who I think will work well for any family. She's still got that puppy energy, So probably a family with some older kids if they have kids. But yeah, that's Chloe.
She sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well, if Chloe charged for a day, what do you think she would plan for that day?
Oh, that's a good question. So she would probably get up. She doesn't get up too early. When we first had her, she would get up really early and want to just start the day. And now she gets up at 8 if we let her sleep in. She'll have her breakfast. She'll probably pop back into bed or near people. She sleeps usually downstairs with her other dog, and then she'll just come up when she decides it's time for us to wake up. But she'll snuggle for a bit. I think any day with her, she'd want to do something new. She has a good mix of doing, her walks, the route she knows, but she loves doing new things. She loves seeing new things. She loves going on adventures. Definitely, there would be a lot of food involved. She's not quite as, I got her off camera. She's not quite as scent driven as other hounds that we've had in our current hound. So I think she'd be a good running companion. And she would like to spend a lot of time with her family, I think, playing in the backyard, catching balls, playing tug of war, that kind of thing. I think would be her typical happy day. As long as there are people near her people near her, she's happy.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds like an awesome day for her. I know you went in a lot about what her favorite things she likes to do is, but what would you say is her ideal forever home?
Again, I think any home where probably children that are older. She loves being around teenagers. She loves being around older people. I think she's fine around smaller kids. It's just she still has that energy level, and she's fairly big. I think she never shown any aggression around them or anything, but she's a big girl and she has energy. I think ideally, I mean, what dog wouldn't love to have a big backyard, right? I think she would like that, but I also think she'd do well in smaller spaces. Um, as it is, she gets out for maybe 1 or 2 walks a day with us, but she's also happy just sitting around the house. We've lost her again.
That sounds such a great pup. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's adorable, just munching on that treat.
She so she loves her treats. When you asked how she's changed, when we first got her, she was still very much she was in that puppy chewing phase. So she chewed a lot. We had to constantly give her treats to chew. She's over that now, but she still obviously will enjoy a good chew treat every now and again.
Got it. Yeah. Well, is there any other things you'd like to share about Chloe?
She's just a really funny, silly, goofy dog, and we already have a hound. We'd love to keep her, but 2 hounds, I say, is one hound too many in the city. So I think she'd be great with a family that can engage her and keep her thinking and keep her active during the day, or at least have someone take her on walks.
Got it. Yeah. Well, she sounds perfect. Thank you so much. Um, and thank you again to both you, Meg and Chloe. So you can find more information about Chloe at cdck.cc/adoptchloe. Thank you guys again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. So next we have Cyril. Cyril is being fostered by Elisa, and Cyril is a male shepherd whippet mix. He is 37 pounds, 11 years old, and he does qualify for the senior dog discount. So, Elisa, can you start by telling us a little bit about Cyril?
Yeah, so Cyril is a very unique dog. He's had sort of an interesting life coming to city dog later at this age, but he is super sweet, super loyal, and you would never know he's 11. I mean, he's passed out right now, as you can see, but when he's excited about things, he is super excited about things. He loves to go on walks. He does get nervous, so like it took him a while to settle into our house, but now that he's comfortable, and you can see one of my dogs is sitting here on my lap, and he's totally fine sharing the space with her and with our other dogs. Now that he's comfortable, he's really comfortable. He loves my two teenage sons. He's attached to them immediately, and he's really smart. He loves routines. He loves like predictable days and predictable patterns. And like when it's time to go to bed, he just goes right up there and puts himself to bed in one of their bedrooms. And the funniest thing Cyril does is that if we've been out and when we come back, he does this like insane circle dance of joy. So he's just really, really loyal and really attached to his people. And once he attaches to you, he is like attached. And he really needs a new family to attach to.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely adorable. Well, I know you mentioned earlier that he was a little nervous at first coming into your home. Could you go into a little bit more detail about how he's adjusted being there?
Yeah, he's adjusted really well. When he first came, he would just sit on the couch and his jaw would chatter, and which was a sign of anxiety. And he was throwing up a lot, multiple times a day. And now, as you can see, there is no jaw chattering. He is on Prozac, which he had started like a week before he came to us. So I don't know how much of it is that helping or how much is that he's just, super comfortable here. He does still get nervous. And if he gives warnings when he's nervous. So if there's something that's making him unhappy, he will show his teeth. So I think like he would not be great, with any child under, say, teenage age. But once he's, you just have to kind of know him, and he just lets you know how he's feeling about things.
Got it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. How does Cyril do on walks?
He does great. He loves going on walks. Like I said, you would never know he's 11. He loves going on walks. He's super smart. He knows exactly like where we live in relationship to our walks, and he's always pulling me back towards home. Not because he doesn't like walking, but I think just because he like knows the scent and knows how to get back here. But he loves walking. He walks great with my other dogs. He really doesn't pull. And he's kind of, sometimes he's fine with other dogs we say hi to. Sometimes he does like give a warning that he's not happy, and then we just pull him away. But he loves walking. And we've also taken him on a hike that he really enjoyed. So yeah, he's just a great companion. He really is. Oh, my son stood up. That's what my son was sitting at the table across the room, and he stood up, and that's what Cyril noticed. So he's super attached. Super attached. Yeah.
Well, what is your favorite thing about Cyril?
I think just how like sweet and loyal he is and how much he loves his people. I mean, he falls hard. There we go. That's a good view. He falls hard, and then he's really, really, the foster he was with before us, he was super attached to her. And yeah, he just really he's 11. He just really wants a family for the rest of his life.
Yeah, definitely. And what would you say like would be his like ideal forever home?
I think like a house that is relatively calm. My house isn't that calm. I have 4 kids who are all home, from college and stuff over winter break, and we have 4 other dogs. So there's a lot going on here, and he does it. Like he handles it to his credit. But I think he might enjoy it a little more if it was, a little bit calmer. People who really like to walk. I know he would really enjoy that. He's not scared. Sometimes, like if a really loud truck goes by and we're walking on a more main street, he'll get a little like kind of, you could tell he's a little nervous, but he really does love his walking. And I think like he doesn't need a ton of exercise. So I think people who work from home, would be great. He just really wants to be around his people all the time. That's That's his dream. Oh, and he doesn't
Yeah.
like Chloe, he is not an early riser. So if for people who like to sleep in, this dog will sleep in as long as you want to. So, yeah.
That sounds great too. That's great. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share about Cyril?
I don't think so. He's just a really goofy guy who just like I feel like really deserves another chance at he was with his original family for a long time and then they weren't able to keep him and he's just looking for that new family. So, yeah, and I feel like I said, you would not know he's 11. Like when I tell people they can't believe it, people who've just met him, they're like, "Oh, he's like 4?" Like, no, he's actually 11. So you would never know it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, Elisa. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thanks so much.
You can find more information about Cyril at cdck.cc/adoptcyril. All right. Thank you guys again. All right. So up next, we have Ethel. Ethel is being fostered by Marie, and Ethel is a female Labrador Retriever mix. She is 39.5 pounds and she's 2 years old. So, Marie, can you tell us a little bit about Ethel?
Yeah, this is Ethel. She's really easygoing, very chill, very gentle, really happy. She really likes to be near her humans. She's two, big sweetheart. We don't know too much about her background, but she doesn't shed very much, and she really just looks like a little lab.
Got it. Yeah. How has she been doing with her training so far?
So far she's been doing good. She's learned to sit. We're working on stay. We're also working on some leash training just so that she can stay more focused on walks. She gets distracted by squirrels and other dogs and things like that. But she really just likes to sniff around the city. We're also working on a little bit of separation anxiety training. She just doesn't like being left alone. And she likes her crate and she eats and sleeps in her crate.
Well, that's good to hear. What do you think has surprised you the most about Ethel?
I would just say Ethel loves cuddles. As you can see, she just leans up against you. She really just wants you to get the good spots to pet her. And she honestly just prefers cuddles over toys and treats sometimes. So sometimes the biggest reward for her is just a nice little cuddle.
Yeah. Would you say that is her at her happiest, or what would you say is her happiest?
Yeah, I would say she loves to be on the couch cuddling, and or napping on the couch. I work from home and she just likes to be around us. And yeah, she just very chill, likes to nap and lounge. But she does have a little bit of zoomies, so sometimes we go in the yard and she likes to run around.
Yeah, sounds great. What do you think her forever home would look like?
I think her Ethel's forever home really looks like people who maybe her humans work from home. She really likes to just be around people. Ideally, a small little fenced in yard. She's pretty low energy, but once you get her in the yard, she loves to run around. And she is very curious about other dogs and generally positive responses to other dogs, but still just warming up to other dogs. So maybe another pup in the household, but she really just wants to be near people.
Yeah, she sounds awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share about Ethel?
I would say Ethel's fun fact is she thinks she can catch a squirrel. We're definitely discouraging that behavior, but she likes to sniff around, and when she can smell a squirrel, she's always out to get them.
Got it. Yeah. Well, she sounds like the perfect dog. Well, thank you so much, Marie, and thank you, Ethel. You can find more information about Ethel at cdck.cc/adoptethel. And thank you guys again. All right, so next up we have Sarah, who is being fostered by Leah. So Sarah is a female Labrador Retriever mix. She is 35 pounds and 10th month old. So Leah, can you tell us a little bit about Sarah?
Sure. I cannot promise that I can keep her on camera the entire time. She is all puppy. As you mentioned, she's about 10 months old, and she has a pure love of the party. She has a zest for life. She just really makes a game and fun out of everything. So she came up from our partner shelter in Bladen County, North Carolina at the beginning of December. I took over fostering for her in mid-December and have had her so about the last month. And she's just super fun. She is really smart. She loves everyone. There is no such thing as a stranger to Sarah, which sometimes makes walks a little challenging when she wants to greet everyone. She loves to play with my dog. Sometimes a little bit more than my dog loves to play with her, because my dog's about 8 years old and she doesn't have quite the same energy level, but they do enjoy a good romp. They love the snow. She's definitely a snow dog, which I didn't expect coming from North Carolina. But yeah, she's just been a lot of fun to have. And I work in the office 3 days a week. So she's home crated during the day. We have a dog walker that comes, and she does awesome. Whenever I check her on the Nest Cam, as long as she gets a frozen peanut butter Kong, she's good to go. And then she just naps. So she's, that's been a really nice change, that we can leave her crated and she just sleeps while we're gone.
She sounds and looks like a ball of sunshine. She is so cute.
Yes.
How is she doing with her training?
She's doing really well. So, she's still a puppy. We were on the struggle bus a bit with house training when she first came up. And she's still, when she's awake and playing, you have to be fairly vigilant about taking her out, every hour, every 2 hours, because she just sometimes forgets to let us know. But she's getting really good about going to the door when she has to go to the bathroom. And we know when she has to poop because she starts yipping at us. So that's, then we know what that means. She's mastered sit. She's getting pretty good at down. And then just like Ethel, she also is on Team Squirrel. So we've been working on focus training on walks. The Freedom Harness has been a game changer for her. And she's really good at 1, 2, 3. She knows when I start saying 1, 2, 3 that she's going to get a treat. And she really focuses in on me.
Well, that sounds great to hear. Well, what is Sarah's either favorite toy, or if she doesn't have a favorite toy, favorite like food or treat that she has?
Sure. She loves Charlie Bears, which I'm keeping her entertained with right now. She's because she's still a puppy, definitely bones are a good thing. She loves the Himalayan yak cheese bone things. She loves toys, especially the louder the better. Anything that makes a really loud squeak is Sarah's favorite toy. Her personal favorite is this weird cow toy. I don't know where we got it. I don't remember buying it, and it makes a noise between a squeak and a moo. And it's excessively loud, and she loves it.
That sounds great. Well, do you have any stories you can share with us about Sarah?
I guess one thing that just kind of makes me laugh when we're on walks is one time we were walking down the sidewalk here in DC, and a squirrel had jumped from one tree to the next, and she was just thought that was the greatest thing. So now every time as we walk down the sidewalk, we pass under a tree, she stops, just glances up to see if there's a squirrel there, and then continues on. So we call it her squirrel check as she's making the rounds around the neighborhood. And she doesn't really stop. She just likes to look up every time, and I know exactly what she's looking for. So that to me just kind of encapsulates her just turning everything into a game and just really enjoying everything. And she's not phased. I live in a super busy neighborhood in DC. She's not afraid of noises. She's interested when she sees other dogs, but not, it's in a playful way. So yeah, she's been doing great.
She sounds like a joy.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think her ideal forever home would look like?
I think she's pretty adaptable. So I think she could thrive in a few in many different situations, because she's a puppy and she's really solid. She weighs about 35, 40 pounds, but she's not that big. She's not even knee high. She's super compact. So probably no small kids, because she's still got a little bit of that puppy mouthiness. If there's another dog, she would love that, but probably a dog that really likes to play a lot. My dog sometimes just gets tired because she's old. So she would love playing with other dogs. She likes to run around. We have a super small backyard, and she does like that, but I don't think that's a deal breaker. I don't think she has to have a yard, as long as she gets lots of sniff walks in.
Yeah, that's good to know. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share about Sarah?
She's just been a joy to foster. She just is, she makes us laugh all the time. She's super snuggly, which I like because my own dog is not much of a snuggler. So it's great that Sarah wants to crash on the couch. And when she crashes, she'll crash hard. So after this call, she's gonna be passed out on the couch, I'm pretty sure. And she's just a joy, as you said.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you, Leah, and thank you, Sarah. So you can find more information about Sarah at cdck.cc/adoptsarah. Again, thank you guys.
Thank you.
So up next, we have Ziva. Ziva is being fostered by Leslie, and Ziva is a female Labrador Retriever mix. She is 32 pounds and a year old. So, Leslie, can you tell us a little bit about Ziva?
Hi, yeah, definitely. So this is Ziva, who is currently conked out. She's about a year old, like you said. And Ziva, like, she's sweet. She like definitely still has some puppy in her. She loves to play. She loves dogs. She's got a little bit of sass to her. She's really cute. She is a little bit fearful in new situations. Not with dogs. She loves dogs, but new people or big noises or new places, like she definitely has to adjust at her own pace. Um, but overall, she's been lots of fun. We actually have three city dog alums in this house. And so she's rounding us out with four. Four's kind of a lot, but she's really brought out like kind of different qualities in our three. So she's been a lot of fun.
That's good to hear. How is she doing with her training so far?
She's doing pretty well. She's very clever. She's got sit. She's figured out sit, which is good. She's working on weight, which depending on how exciting it is, she does okay. She's kind of got the concept, but sometimes she forgets and needs reminders. She does still tug a little bit on leash. We actually, the first time we went to walk her, she was like, no, scary, you can't go outside, like tried to pull out of the harness. But once we got her out in the neighborhood, she was like, oh, this is fun and I'm going to smell stuff and it's cool. But now she's like, and now I will lead you. And you're like, no, no. So we're sort of working on like, you don't need to be scared of the world, but you also don't have to be in charge of the walk. But she really enjoys it. And if the other dogs are like, behaving and stuff, she'll kind of fall in line with them. So overall, training stuff is going pretty good.
Sounds very smart. That's really good. What is her favorite thing to do?
Ziva's favorite thing to do is play. I actually can't believe she's going to sit still this much through the entire video because all toys. You want to wake up? No, you're tired? Okay. Because all toys are good toys. She has never met a toy she does not love. She loves to tug. She will play fetch, but if you will tug the toy instead of fetch, that's even better. She loves to play outside in the yard. Um, she she is a snow baby, which surprises me because she was born in Puerto Rico. And she's also not terribly well insulated, and she's just out there and ready for it. She'll chase snowballs. She loves to wrestle with her fur siblings, even more than they do. So eventually, we have to be like, okay, now it's nap time, time out. But yeah, if Ziva could choose a day for herself, play would be a large part of it.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, I know you mentioned earlier that you have three CDCK alums, and the fourth one would be a lot, but with
Yes.
that, how has she been adjusting with a little of that craziness?
She's great. She's come a really long way. Actually, she's our first foster dog because probably should have said this at the beginning, but she had kind of a traumatic event happen, which was not her fault, before she came to us, which is how she kind of came back into CDCK. So she definitely my brain just stopped working. I'm sorry. So she definitely um when she came to us, they asked to foster because we've actually one of our um city dogs alum is a very fearful boy. He had like a really rough start to life kind of thing. So we were expecting when she showed up, they were like, she's going to be in the crate for days. She might not even eat. She might not go to the bathroom. She just shakes. And she met our dogs one at a time. And like, we can barely get her in the crate unless we're like going out. She's like, yay. So in terms of adjusting like routine and stuff. It took her a couple days to figure out sort of she's clever, so she has figured out if she goes to the back door, she'll be let outside, which we haven't really figured out how to explain to her that okay, wanting to go outside and needing to go to the bathroom is not necessarily the same thing. So definitely sort of you have to watch her body cues a little more closely because she knows if after like 30 minutes, you know, if we're teleworking or whatever, she'll be at the back door and scratching and you're like, really? Okay, and let her out. She's like, playtime. So she understands how the household works. She understands, you know, our routines now. She understands feeding time. So that stuff's all really great. She's definitely figured it out. She's also a little too clever for her own good, but in a mostly sweet way. So we spend a lot more time outside now than we did before. So I guess fresh air is good.
No, she definitely does sound very clever.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think would be an ideal home for Ziva?
So because she is kind of fearful and because she loves to play, Ziva's Forever Home like absolutely has to have at least one dog that is willing to play with her. Maybe not full-time play, but definitely, you know, interact with her. More dogs is even better. So if people are, you know, expanding to 2, 3, 4 dogs, Ziva would love that. Her forever family, because she gets really nervous around like loud noises or you know something like obviously sky booms, fireworks, no good, thunderstorms, no good, which is not that weird for dogs, but just sort of if somebody does something like you know yells at the TV. We were watching the football game the other night and somebody yelled when they scored a touchdown and she was like so I think young kids might be too much for her because they're kind of unpredictable. They can get really loud, you know, and things can fly across the room, and I think that would totally overstimulate her. I'd say kids like probably 10 and up, once like a kid is old enough to know how to play with her instead of just play, you know, but like really be thoughtful about her. She'd love that. Ziva's ideal home would probably have a fenced-in backyard, and not be too close to the city because she has these adorable giant bat ears, which means she hears everything. So, somebody in the city or really close to the city, like the overstimulation might be a lot for her. We live in the suburbs, not on the world's quietest street by any stretch, but that's been really great for her because she can sort of like unwind all the way. So ideally somebody with a little bit of yard and a little bit of relative quiet, at least, you know, some of the time would be perfect. And then just really understanding that because she's skittish in new situations, like if a family is looking for that dog who's going to bound up to everybody while their kids at soccer practice and greet everyone on the sidelines, like that's not really Ziva's vibe, you know. But having people over to the house is fine, especially if it's 1 or 2 at a time. She warms up really quickly. So forever family would just understand she's a really sweet dog and you know somebody who would love to go on walks or you know play tug all the time, um and kind of just let her be herself would be ideal.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, thank you for sharing that. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Ziva?
Ziva definitely Ziva's really funny. She definitely makes us laugh every day. We have learned, like I said, she is a snow baby, which we were so not expecting. And so my wife, we got out the throw stick thing that we bring to the dog park. And so we got that, and she just started making snowballs in it and flinging it. And Ziva will bound across the yard and then do this like bunny hop leapfrog thing and attempt to land on the ball. And then just like powder goes everywhere. And she has a great time trying to find the ball. She is just annihilated because it was made out of snow in the first place. She's really cute when she wants to play. If you're like unloading the dishwasher or doing something else, she'll definitely take the toy she wants and like kind of in her mouth and then just like push it up against your thigh and you turn around, she's like wags her tail, right? Like so she's like very communicative. Um she's really funny. She's quirky. If we lose track of time and it's dinner time and it's more than half an hour late, you'll get a little yippy bork. And you're like, what? And she'll just go to her food, you know, go to her food bowl or go to the kibble box and like look at you and be like, bork. So she's just really funny. She'll definitely add a lot of life to any home she ends up in.
Yeah, well, that sounds great. She sounds amazing. Thank you, Leslie, and thank you, Ziva.
My
You can
pleasure.
learn more about at cdck.cc/adoptziva. And thank you guys again.
Thank you. Bye, Ziva. Snores. Okay.
All right, and last but not least, we have Pippin, who's being fostered by Fauna and Naz. So Pippen is a male Labrador Hound mix. He is 52 pounds and 1 year old. So can you guys tell us about Pippen?
Sure. I think you have to allow me to turn on the video.
I'm not sure if I have access to. Oh, I can
Yes.
see you. Cool.
Okay. Let me see if is it clear? I'm gonna remove blur my background.
Background is still blurry, but oh, perfect. Yeah,
Is it better now? Well,
it is.
he just left as soon as I start, but he has been with us since I think it's I think September or October, like end of September, if I'm right.
Yeah.
And he is, well, he's a happy dog. He likes to go for a walk. He really enjoys the snow. He likes to go out and um, just now he's he's getting more confident, and he actually getting a chance to focus and interact with other dogs more with that calm attitude rather than the puppy attitude. So he's growing out of his that puppyhood age. He is getting more like confident in himself in a way that he is okay to stay in his room by himself, and whenever he feels like he needs a space, he just go to the bedroom and just sleep and just wait for us there. And we know that he just wanted a space. So he improved a lot in that sense. He is, I mean, I spoke about it. This is not my first time, but he is very loving for, human dogs, especially like small dogs. He thinks they are puppy or something. Like he just enjoy playing with them. He, I think, yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, that describe him.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, I know you said you mentioned that you've had Pippin since around like September of last year. So since then, what changes have you seen with him?
Well, he was afraid, more like afraid of interacting, being confident, and he was very submissive. But lately, I mean, through time, he learned how to be confident, how to express himself in terms of, or he went to go out, he what he want to do, and primarily it is confidence and in expressing himself, trying to be by himself, just keeping his space. And I mean, he's getting more affectionate by the day. He's more attached. So yeah, he's growing, and it's we notice that his level of that nervousness and that too much energy is just settling down to just enough energy to have fun.
Yeah, well, that sounds great. Well, what has surprised you the most about Pippin?
Well, I would say his enjoyment with the snow, like how much he likes snow, is very surprising, because I mean, he has like that puppy zoomies, but it gets way more than that. He just like to enjoy the snow as much as he can. Just go to the deepest snow and come out jumping. So it is fun to go out and walk with him during the snow time. So that was surprising.
Yeah, of course. Well, do you have any stories you could tell us about Pippin?
Well, I mean, it's so many things come and go. But it's primarily his interaction with a dog that's like a small puppy that we used to, well, still a neighbor, but he used to meet with him in the past. And the first time we met, even if the puppy is really, really small, he was still scared of it and he used to run. Both of them, like the puppy is scared because he's big, and Pippen was scared because he was in an unfamiliar environment and he was a puppy just responding. But nowadays, both of them are comfortable towards each other. So they usually play together whenever they meet outside. They just run around. A big dog like this just running around with a tiny puppy with full excitement. It's funny to see.
Yeah, that sounds very adorable. Well, what do you think would be Pippin's ideal forever home?
Well, someone who enjoy walking often. I don't think it matters whether they have a dog or not. He can get adjusted either way. And ideally, it would be nice if somebody has some space for him to run around. It doesn't necessarily has to be a backyard, but a place where he can, at least like if you don't want to walk him twice a day or 3 times a day, at least you can just let him run and play. Um, yeah, basically he just need a space and patience. That's all.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Pippin?
Well, I think I shared most of it, but he also like children. So
Yeah.
if anybody has a children, it's a good pet for a family as well.
All right, well, that sounds great. He sounds great. Thank you, Pippin, and thank you, Fana and Naz. If you want to learn more information about Pippin, you can visit his page at cdck.cc/adoptpippin. So thank you guys again. All right, and that's the end of the event. Thank you so much to our amazing fosters and their pups for joining us, and to everyone who took time out of their evening to tune in as well. If you're interested in any of these dogs or any of our wonderful adoptable dogs, please visit our website to learn more. We're also always looking for more people to foster. So if you can't adopt right now, that's completely okay. As long as we spread the word about these adorable cuties, we can make a huge difference. Again, thank you so much, everyone, and